everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am making today stuffed pepper casserole is what I'm doing. I might change your pans though. Okay, perfect. So, because after I watched a video that I saw doing this. Alright, so I'm going to tell you the ingredients. So I always leave the meat on the other side of the counter. It calls for a pound or 2 pounds of ground beef. But I have I have whatever the hell's in here as ground beef. So I'm going to put this in a pan, and I'm going to fry this, okay? But I'm going to show you the ingredients that we do have. So with this, you're going to add 1 onion I have, finely chopped. You can't tell, but in here is 2 bell peppers. They gave me some small ones, Walmart did. You do need some broth. So I have here I'm going to mix it up a little bit. It asks for beef broth. But I'm going to finish off this chicken broth and put it in the oven, which that's going to be a measurement. And I got everything measured to a T. Well, except for seasoning. So you need beef broth. Okay, and then for my seasonings, you also have to add, well, they said a can of fire roasted tomatoes. I'm not adding that. I'm changing that to Rotel. And this is the lime and cilantro one. And then you do have to add tomato paste. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do got tomatoes over here. These are just diced tomatoes. I do have that. So this might be a maybe to add in. I don't know yet. I do got salt and pepper over here, but I don't know if I'm going to put it in because Daniel's got salt in it already, kind of. But I'll put a little bit in the meat, though.
A salt and 2
And then you need a cup of rice, of white rice.
A salt and 2 meals.
So the seasonings are going to be, of course, he always has to join in my meals.
Cut this one.
And, you also need garlic, too. Cilantro, of course, I'm adding that in. And oregano leaves. And as I go, I might add some other stuff. But this is what I'm getting right now. So let me fry this up. Get this started. And let me get the onions and garlic in here after this is all fried up. And I'll be back. Alright, so I got this all in here. I had to shut it off because I was doing 20 other things. Alright, I got the onions and everything else. Now I'm going to add the bell peppers. This poor thing, when I cooked last, it got a little burnt, but it still fits the thing, so it still does its job. Excuse me. Alright, now I'm going to throw in, I should have had these open before, but oh well. I tried coming prepared, but I never am. Alright, so I'm going to add this into here. Because what I'm going to do, they want me to put it in the oven. I'm not doing that. Because I don't think this thing is oven safe. You know, I'm not sure. Of course. But hold on! That knocking on the back door was Joel to hand me this from Saturday. And guess who's got to wash it? Alright. Where's my thing at? Alright, so I'm adding this. I'm trying to hurry up, not let this burn. I'm shutting this off. I'm already having technical difficulties. Alright, so I'm adding that in there. And that was the Rotel. If you hear a humming, knocking noise, I know I gotta tell everybody every single sound I have in my background, that's the fan. Our air's on. It's like 90-something today. Alright, now I'm gonna put in the tomato paste. And again, I might add the half a can of tomatoes, but I think it might be way too much tomatoes. So. Am I recording? I hope. Yeah. I'm going to have to keep forgetting I'm recording. I'm trying to find a spoon as in the process of moving. I got to put the garlic in next, but I got to get my little baby garlic spoon. Let me get my little baby garlic spoon. Where'd I put her? Here we go. My little itty bitty spoon. I gotta say that every time because I love this little spoon. It's actually a kid's spoon if you think about it. But all right, so I'm gonna put in 1, 2, because it calls for 2 teaspoons of it, but we're doing 2 baby spoons, so basically it's a teaspoon. That's how I look at it. 10 more pounds of dishes I gotta do. All right, I'm turning it back on so I can mix this up. I need my spatula. So I'm gonna mix this all up to get it broken up. And yes, I'm gonna put a little sugar in this too to die down the acidity of this. So what I'm gonna basically do is have all this sit in here, just let it simmer and cook. I'm not gonna put it in the oven. Let me grab the sugar so I can put that in there. Cut down that acidity. Alright, so I'm going to put a teaspoon of it in here. That's all I'm doing. Trying to keep my hair back. It keeps going in front of me. So. Alright, so I'm going to put a little bit of I'm going to put chicken broth in. So we can finish that up. So we got another container of chicken broth. Okay, that's done. And it also calls for cheese, so trust me, I got my cheese. So I'm just giving this a little bit of moisture. It's going to need about another, like maybe a cup. That might have been a half a cup, because I have to have this, I thought about maybe just putting water in and cooking it in the oven, microwave, but nah, I'll just cook it through here. If I have to, I'll keep adding a little bit of water to it. Or broth or whatever. Okay, so let me add my seasonings. So, Danos. Okay. And then cilantro. That's Mike's favorite. And then oregano leaves, because that's what it calls for. And then I saw this laying on the floor. It must have fell. So I'm like, well, what the hell? I'll put it in. Okay. And then I'm going to add one of the seasoning. Let me just stir this up. I'm going to add some Danos seasoning. Because it calls for cheese, might as well add seasoning. I wish I was, you know, not a Philly-wet, whatever the hell that word is, but sponsored by Danos, and I'm not. But I wish I could be. Because his shit's in everything. And I guess he's coming out with three new freaking seasonings. So I have to get that. I don't know what the hell they are. There's a few I skipped from his thing, but I gotta wait to find that out. Alright, so all that's in here. Now I'm gonna add the rice in. That way I can measure a cup. So this is a cup of rice. So I'm gonna measure a cup of beef broth. Make sure you always shake up your beef broth. The cheese I'm going to add a little bit last. Oh my god. Stupid. I don't know if you guys saw that. Alright, there's a cup. I might have to add a little bit more, so I'm going to leave this guy out. I don't know if you guys saw that shooting everywhere. All right, I'm gonna add a half a cup of the more broth. To get that, well, I don't shoot it. Yep, half a cup. That was a pretty good eyeball. Just so the rice can cook. So I'm going to stir it around. I'm going to put the lid on it and let it simmer so the rice can cook through. And then I'm going to taste it before I add the cheese just in case it needs something else. So cheese is last. I want to do that. I'm going to put all this away and do the dishes while this is simmering. So we put a lid on it. All right, so I'm gonna put it on simmer and let it cook. So we'll be back. Okay, I did add a little bit more rice and broth because I kind of wanted it to be a little bit more, so that way it can last. So I'm gonna taste it right here. We'll get my itty bitty garlic baby spoon. It's like you get like a little baby soup spoon if you think about it. So I want to taste it, see if it needs anything, and see how the rice is doing too. Pull you up this way you can see me taste it. Oh. I think it needs salt and pepper. I really do. Hot. Okay. I'll put a little salt and pepper in there. But the rice needs to be cooked a little more. Hope I wasn't all up in your face. LOL. LOL. Oh my god. Okay, now it's done. The rice is good. I shut it off. So I'm just gonna let it sit here. I'm not gonna add the cheese in with it because I thought about it. I already put the Daniel's seasoning in it, and we can add cheese on top of ours when we put it on our bowls. So I was thinking like that. Plus save the cheese. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.